Aliens send an unknown creature to Earth as a scout to prepare the planet for colonization by their species.
Hey, there's our girl.
What are you?
The opening scenes of the movie show a meteorite falling to Earth somewhere in the forested part of America. The next day, a deer with a broken antler grazing in a meadow nervously raises its head, oblivious to a tentacle with teeth, apparently emerging from the fallen celestial body, attacking the animal. Its scream echoes over the forest. Meanwhile, Harry and Ruth are driving down a forest road, heading to a local settlement from where one can hike through the most beautiful relic forests along the coast. The guy hums along to a love song while the girl dozes in the seat next to him, as it's his mother's favorite song. They seem happy, although Ruth is anxious. She grew up by the ocean, and water is her element. The forest frightens her. Harry reassures her that everything will be fine, claiming it's less dangerous than surfing, which she loves. And after all, he's with her, and he has walked this trail many times before. Soon, the couple stops for lunch at a forest cafe. All is well until a strange-looking guy approaches their table, warning them to beware of the red star that fell in the forest. Harry seems puzzled, but soon dismisses the strange warning and continues eating his burger. Eventually, the couple reaches the hiking trail, and Ruth expresses her fears again. She feels comfortable in the ocean, but here, Harry predicts she will laugh at the end of her life, remembering this hike. And finally, leaving the car in the parking lot, the guy and girl enter the shade of the majestic forest, discussing Harry's first kiss in life, which amuses Ruth greatly. In the evening, the couple stops for a rest. Harry starts cooking while Ruth struggles with setting up the tent. Not knowing how to handle it, Harry calls her over to try the food he prepared. He tries in every way to calm her anxiety, which Ruth has felt since entering the forest. At night, Ruth can't sleep, and going to the toilet, she sees something strange and very frightening in the dark. Harry, rushing to her scream, reassures her and cannot understand why she is afraid of an ordinary deer. But Ruth is sure that something, not just a harmless animal, was staring at her from the darkness. The next day, Harry leads the girl further and soon brings her to the ocean. It turns out this entire trip was planned by him for one purpose: to propose to his beloved girl in this beautiful place. It turns out they have been together for 6 years, and now he decided to take their relationship to a new status. But hearing his words and seeing the ring, Ruth experiences a severe panic attack, and after taking pills, tells him no. Harry is upset, although he tries to hide his feelings. Both feel awkward and try to smooth over what happened. But at night by the campfire, they discuss what happened. It turns out they have talked about marriage repeatedly, and Ruth always spoke against family life, which she considers shackles, changing the entire existence of a person and killing the romance of the relationship. The guy tries to convince her to forget about her parents' unhappy marriage, because of which she became an opponent of family. And he advises her to be honest with her psychoanalyst, whom she visits for pills. Not wanting to argue, Harry simply goes to the tent. And in the morning, Ruth finds a note saying he went for a walk. Reflecting on what happened the day before, Ruth tries to call her doctor, but there's no signal, and she walks deeper into the forest. The call goes through, but Ruth hangs up before the doctor can answer. Then she sees something strange and finds the carcass of a deer, eaten by some fungus, which scares her a lot. Harry appears and takes Ruth back to the tent, where he finds information about animal diseases in a handbook. He reassures her that whatever killed the animal wouldn't come near people because they are noisy and make fires, and he swears he will always protect her. Then Ruth admits she loves him very much, but people change, and he might fall out of love with her someday. So there's no need to spoil the good thing they have. In the morning, Ruth goes to the toilet, but soon finds a flower they had recently argued about. Then sees a cave entrance, goes inside, and finds a strange pool of an unknown substance, and turns around screaming in horror. Meanwhile, Harry is worried about her long absence and goes looking for her. Ruth comes out of the thicket, saying she just got lost in thought, but Harry asks her not to do that again because he's very worried about her. The couple continues on the trail, and the next night, Ruth disappears from the tent again. Harry looks for her with a flashlight when she suddenly appears from the darkness with a knife in hand because she thought she heard a beast nearby. Harry takes the weapon and leads her back to the tent. In the morning, the guy packs up the camp and tries to talk to the girl about his future in science, but she is completely indifferent, not responding to his words. And suddenly, she says she made a mistake not accepting his proposal and asks him to propose again. And he has to pretend it's all happening for the first time, at the same place. The guy happily agrees. Harry and Ruth return to the ocean shore, to the same spot as before, and when Harry, kneeling, makes the proposal, Ruth agrees. He puts the ring on her finger, and the girl kisses him, declares her love, and pushes the guy off the cliff. He falls down and she runs into the forest, away from the shore, but soon she feels sick and falls, hitting her head on a log. Later, a tourist couple, Vivian and Ray, find her. They ask questions, to which Ruth stubbornly doesn't answer, realize the girl is in trouble, and bring her to their camp. The woman tries to talk to Ruth, but she just sits by the fire, unwilling to share anything about what happened. And when Vivian notices the knife in Ruth's hands, the couple realizes they cannot wait until morning and must somehow call the town for help. Then Harry's voice comes from the darkness, followed by his appearance, alive and well, which causes Ruth to panic. People understand she's very afraid, and Ray pulls out a weapon, ordering Harry to stop. But he, still smiling, walks straight towards him and kills the man with a metal claw protruding from his index finger. Vivian and Ruth hide, with the girl trying to explain to her new friend that Harry is not her boyfriend and not even human. But then Ray's voice is heard from the darkness, and Vivian goes out to him. She is blinded by the light from a flashlight, so she doesn't realize that the alien is calling her. She walks towards him and dies just like her husband. Ruth doesn't see this, so when the alien calls her out, threatening to kill the already dead Vivian, she has to come out. He is curious how she knew he was not Harry. The girl confesses that she found the body of her loved one then, in the cave, where he killed her fiancé. The alien is disappointed. He knew he committed the murder too close to the camp. He is a scout who arrives at a planet first, and now he must kill Ruth. The creature raises its deadly finger and tries to kill Ruth, but something seems to stop him. Apparently, he copied Harry down to his DNA and thoughts. Harry loved Ruth, and the alien inherited these feelings when he killed and copied Harry. He remembers all their meetings, and now he is thrilled to have feelings because love is an unknown experience for him, as it no longer exists anywhere in the universe. The alien promises Ruth to show her something unusual, leads her to the beach where he left his spaceship, and invites her to go with him to show her other worlds. And maybe on some quiet planet, they will build a home and be happy, especially since millions of his brethren will soon appear on Earth, and then she definitely won't want to live here. And Ruth answers with consent. The alien kisses her and walks to the ship, telling her how they will live. But the girl sees a knife behind his belt, snatches it, stabs him in the chest, and jumps into the ocean. The alien jumps after her and tries to catch her, but his bleeding wound attracts a shark's attention, which grabs and drags him into the depths. Ruth gets to the shore and runs to the forest, not knowing that even the shark's attack didn't kill the creature. He also gets to the shore and follows her trail. The girl reaches the camp, and the first thing she looks for is food because she is very hungry. And then she sees a tourist backpack with badges, marks of places its owner has visited. Ruth cries, remembering Harry's promises to reminisce about their hikes in old age when the alien catches up with her, and grabbing her with his tentacle, drags her into the cave where he killed Harry. He is very angry and voices his complaints. He just wanted to love her. They had all this with Harry, and his love did not weaken over the years. Hunger passes with eating, tiredness with sleep, but love is different, and this makes it unique. Saying all this, the alien turns into Ruth. Unfortunately for the monster, by transforming into another being, he inherits all its strengths and weaknesses. In Ruth's case, the entity received her anxiety and panic attacks. Ruth realizes this and expresses doubts about the advisability of killing her, as the pain will not leave her double anyway. The entity will not be able to control her anxiety and will soon see all its dreams crumble. Ruth starts talking about all the things that scare her, and the alien begins to choke from horror, feeling pain from being forever useless and worthless. He tries to find Ruth's pills, but she has already taken the last one. When Ruth's turbulent emotions overwhelm the alien, he begs for mercy, loses strength, gasping and falling. Ruth beats it with a stone and leaves the cave, not seeing the alien's body start to regenerate. The girl gets to the car and drives away from the place, and suddenly the alien's voice is heard on the radio, warning the desperate Ruth that she can't escape from the present or what is to come, and she shouldn't hope to hide anywhere because he knows everything about her. The crying girl turns off the radio and steps on the gas, not noticing how hundreds of alien ships land behind her in the forest. This is where the movie ends.